Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another live stream. I apologize for being a little late today. I got stuck in traffic when I was, getting dropped off by Santa on his sleigh. But anyways, all right, we're back, and I apologize for any, for taking a little too long there, with the live stream today. All right, guys. Welcome back to another live stream. In today's live stream, we're going to be talking about, move to Mexico before it's too late. At the end of the day, most of you guys out there in the audience, you're just thinking about it, and you haven't, gone through, the decision, pulled the string or whatever, in order to make it happen, for whatever the reason is. Again, I understand. I was there. I've been there before. But anywho's, we're doing this topic, and we're doing, today's video, at the end of the year, talking about this, because, this is the time of the year. This is the time when you're really going to be thinking about, getting out, or not even getting out, but like, making your situation better. Figuring out what your situation is going to be, getting a better situation, whether it's moving to another country, moving to another state, just moving, or stopping a certain situation that you're not happy with anymore. There are many things that you can do, and again, a lot of people do like the New Year's resolution type of thing. You can make that the New Year's resolution. You know what I'm saying? Like move to Mexico, if that's the way that you're kind of looking at it. That might help you. I remember. The reason I'm talking about it this way and bringing this up in this sense is because I remember, literally, it was 11 years ago. 11 years ago when I made my decision to change my life forever, dramatically. And it wasn't, moving to Mexico. No, it was just leaving Miami. All right. 12 years ago, again, I was 31 years old. All right. And I was living in Miami, and I tried to do everything that society said you should do in order to have a successful life. And, by the time I was 31 years old, things didn't work out that way. And, I had to make a change. I go into more details, by the way, on my other channel, Jose Unleashed. If you're interested in that, you guys can go check that out. All the links are down below. But anywho's, I made a decision that I had to leave. And where did I go? Well, I went on I picked the furthest spot on the map, when it came down to where I was. And I was in Miami. And what was the furthest spot on the map within the USA, outside of Alaska or Hawaii? Well, it was Seattle, Washington. So I literally got on a plane. I sold everything I had, the few things that I had. I got rid of everything. And instead of starting over again in Miami, after, again, so many failures and things just didn't work, I said, all right, let's try a new environment. And that's where I said, all right, I'm going to move to Seattle. And I went to Seattle. I was in Seattle for almost 5 years. And then I left Seattle. I traveled the USA. Before you knew it, I got in trouble in Texas, getting wrongfully arrested. I got a whole story on that. And basically lost everything I had because of that incident. And I moved to Los Angeles and tried to pick up the pieces, try to get my life back. And that situation made it only more difficult. And again, long story short, I had no choice but to move to Mexico. All right. And, there's a lot more to that story. The reality is that, even before I was traveling the USA, after I left Seattle, I was already thinking about moving to Mexico, but I didn't have the balls. I wasn't, I just didn't, I was fearful. I was scared of moving to Mexico for many reasons, for many, many reasons. But it was under my mind. But it wasn't until everything that happened to me where I literally lost everything. And then my only options were, being in prison, living on the street, living out of my car, the typical life that a lot of people have, and maybe if I got lucky, I got lucky. I got to, rent a room, rent a small area about the size of the office that I'm in right now for over $1,000 and barely survive. Those were my outlook for the future. And so I was like, all right, no. Now that I have nothing left to my name and I have, no hope, nothing to lose, yada, yada, yada. I guess we're moving to Mexico. You know what I mean? If things are gonna end, they're definitely gonna end, on a beach like that, as opposed to, Skid Row. All right. So I was like, all right, we're out of here. And I came out to Mexico, and before you know it, here we are. You know what I mean? I'm in a sense, you know what I mean? Hoping to lead the way to many other people that, are also wanting to leave. And again, my situation is not unique. At the end, it's not even about the fact that, I even had, any kind of legal issues. All those legal issues have been resolved. Again, all it takes is money. And I was able to pay it off here. I was able to afford to pay it off here as opposed to in the USA. And, where you can barely afford to even get, pay rent or buy food or whatever. But anywho's, it doesn't, that's what it took for me to get out here. But for you guys out there in the audience, you don't have to let it get to that point. That's what I'm trying to get at. Because even though that's what it took for me, to get my ass out here, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean that you have to wait, for things to get dire and horrible before, you make your move. In fact, this is why I've dedicated myself in a sense of like opening the, paving the way, showing you how I did it, throughout all these years. So that way you can have a better outlook. You can have options, as to, hey, wait a minute, I don't have to take it anymore. I don't have to be here anymore. I don't have to deal with this anymore. I can find, again, better horizons. This is why I'm showing you what I'm showing you there in the background today. I said, why not? And I was just thinking to myself, hey, what do I put in the background? And I might as well just show you scenes of Mexico. Again, this is on my channel. It's just some background music and background scenes of what life in Mexico is like. All right. And again, a lot of these scenes, in a sense, it's like, wow, yeah, in the USA, you can live like that. Yeah, sure. If you got a certain amount of money and you live a certain lifestyle, and you already know, I'm preaching to the choir. You guys out there know better than me. You guys have been living there. You are living there. I'm already going on almost 7 years, okay, of me out here in Mexico. So I barely even remember. In fact, when I remember what life is like in the USA, I just get PTSD. So I'd rather just not do that. But, these scenes could, again, this is typical Mexico. And it's a lot more affordable to live here. Again, doesn't mean you got to, doesn't mean you're going to be lazy and not do anything. No, it just means that, you work hard. And you're actually gonna get, you're actually gonna get something back for it. You know what I mean? Again, a better quality of life. You're gonna be able to use, your money, for things that you want to use them on. As opposed to, just having to pay all your bills and not having a life at all. But anywho, speaking of not having a life at all right, let me, stop talking about myself here. Let me see what you guys have to say in the chat today. So yeah, 4K video was asking me, is it still possible to renew your 180-day visa while staying in Merida? Listen, it's of course, it's no matter where you're in Mexico, you can renew your visa. Again, how do you renew your visa? You got one option, okay, which is leave the country, come back to the country, and you can renew your visa. Now, in certain immigration offices, okay, they have where you can pay, all right, at the immigration office to renew it there. As far as I know, they still have that. I don't know if they're going to have that for next year. But regardless, you can renew your visa. Okay. The first time I had to renew my tourist visa, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever it was, I had to. I didn't want to fly back to the USA, and to me, I was the cheapest option or the best option at the time was to just fly to Cuba. And so I just flew to Cuba, and I flew back and. Boom, we're good. And again, I'm Cuban, my family's Cuban, so to me it was like, all right, I might as well go check out Cuba, A lot nicer than, I would rather see Cuba than Belize, at this time. So, but again, I could have just gone on a bus to Belize, cross the border, come back, or even Guatemala. But, or fly out elsewhere. But to me, at the time, I think 2019, yeah, it was in 2019, it was the cheapest option, believe it or not, which is to fly to Cuba, and spend it there and then come back and we're done. And that's it. I renewed my visa. But, there's many ways you can renew it. So hopefully that helps, clear that up. Noro says, I moved to Mexico City about 2 weeks ago and I'm already loving it here. My plan is to explore more parts of Mexico. Awesome. Oh, hold on a second. Let me see. I think the microphone. All right. Let me know if the sound is a little better. I apologize. Or maybe it's worse. Hopefully it's not worse. All right. 300 Rivers says, hey, can't stay. Oh, sorry. Hopefully you're still here to read this. Just wanted to pop in and give you a quick thumbs up and say hello. Thank you. I'll watch it later today. Awesome. All right. Thank you, 300 Rivers. Yes, don't forget to hit those thumbs ups. Appreciate it. Love you guys. Illuminating says, I live in Seattle. I've been wanting to relocate to Mexico forever, but I don't have the guts to see it through. But your videos are sure helping me with that. Oh, there you go. Illuminating manuscripts, that's the plan. That's the whole idea of, why I started doing these videos, because, once I got out here and I realized how amazing life is out here. Now, look, I get it. There's a lot of Americans and Canadians that move out here and they hate it. They just don't like it, because it's like they want America. They want Canada. Whatever. It's fine. Go home. But there's a lot of people in the audience that have just had enough for whatever the reason, or you've always felt you never really fit in, or life was just, I don't know, there's always something, whatever it is, whatever your reason is. You might be older and you miss how things were, 40 years ago, whatever it is, whatever your reason is for not wanting to be in the USA anymore. The reality is that, there's tons of options all over the world. And a lot of people always like to spam the chat, or spam the comment sections. You're like, oh, you're always promoting Mexico. You can just come to Thailand, or you can come to Philippines. Listen, you can go anywhere. There's just tons of places. In fact, you should, for a lot of you guys, you should look into Tokyo. I mean, you can get like a home. You can get like an actual home almost for free out there. They want people to move out to Tokyo. And not Tokyo, I mean Japan. Not Tokyo, Japan. But anywho's, there's a lot of options out there. The point is that Mexico, for Mexico, for a lot of people, fits, a lot of needs that are very, very relevant to them. Okay, so for example, why I would love to move to Japan, or move to somewhere out there. I don't want to learn Japanese. I don't want to be in, another time zone that's like literally on the, on the other side of the planet. You know what I'm saying? There's many things. Okay, I would love to visit. Would love to check it out. I don't know about live there. For Mexico, I mean, I'm basically in the USA. This is it. Where it's almost all the same. Look at the environments look similar. The cultures are similar. There's a lot of similarities. Again, I'm Cuban, Latino, from Miami. Hablo español. Come on. I came out here and it's like, man, this is awesome. You know what I mean? So the food is awesome. The food is familiar to us. The culture is familiar to us. A lot of us speak Spanish. I know a lot of people in the audience don't speak Spanish, but a lot of us do speak Spanish. So, I didn't have to learn no language. Sure, I had to learn Mexican. I had to learn Yucatecan here in the Yucatan. But come on, it's a lot easier for me as opposed to learning another language that's really foreign to me. Spanish is native to me. But anywho's, so there's a lot of people like that in the audience. That for Mexico, it's great. Like for example, I got my mom visits me all the time. My cousins visit me. My sister and the kids visit me all the time. I'm not far away. I'm like, come on. I'm the same distance to Miami, or LA as maybe to Guadalajara. Come on, 2-3 hours, 4 hours tops. You know what I mean? You're coming from Seattle. I don't know. In fact, they even got direct flights now out here to Merida, I think, from LA. But there's a lot of amazing reasons, and to come to Mexico. But the point is that don't restrict yourself. I'm talking to everyone in the audience here that maybe Mexico's not for you. For a lot of people, maybe Mexico is for you. Yeah, maybe cost of living is a little bit more expensive in Mexico these days. Okay, well, it's because a lot of people are figuring out that Mexico's amazing and are willing to pay for it. All right, and maybe a lot of reasons why other areas are very inexpensive is because maybe people don't want to live there that much. I mean, come on. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at what Mexico looks like, and this is in your backyard, literally. I mean, come on, and all this is free. Everything you're looking at here, none of these parks. I mean, sure, you might have to pay a few bucks here or there for certain things, but no, compared to the USA, because I'm always thinking about that every time I travel or do anything, how everything is almost free. You know what I mean? Or basically free, as opposed to the USA where you get nickel and dime for everything. You just want to park, to look at something like that, and someone there charging you for something. You know what I mean? Or whatever it is. Anyways, all right. Moving on to the comments. Oh, shout out to Jaime with a $5 Canadian. Feliz Navidad to you and the family, Jose. Oh, muchas gracias. Muchas gracias, Jaime. Much appreciated. Thank you. All right. All right. Thank you very much. Pamela Jones says, coming in January to complete my canje, I need to pare down my things and prep for my move. Awesome. Congratulations. All right. That's awesome. A little congratulations there. Oh, no, wait. Hold on. That's not. Wait, there we go. This one. Life is good. I'm looking at flights now. I'm over. I'm tired. I do not want to return. Yeah. So by the way, I get this question asked a lot. When I booked my flight, okay, I just had a one-way ticket. That's it. You know what I mean? So I had a one-way ticket and I flew out here and that's it. So don't let anyone out there fool you, telling you that you need, that you need two, a return ticket. You don't need a return ticket. My apologies. Sorry. Okay. Can't wait to move. Jeanette says, can't wait to move. My husband is a Mexican citizen and I'm going for my temporary status and ultimately going for permanent and then citizenship. Awesome. Congratulations. Tom says, isn't it you like 60K in the bank? You can be, what? No. No, it's like Tom says, if you have 60K in the bank, can you become a Mexican citizen? No. Maybe you can buy citizenship, but I think, it's going to be a lot more than that. Maybe like $1 million or something like that. Not 60K. All right. Could you still buy a home for $100,000 in Merida? Yes, you can. Yeah. I mean, I showed a bunch of homes for that, in the last video, a couple homes in that price range, and there are even more homes in that. So you should check those out. Okie dokie. So let me see more questions. A little music here. Cool. Yeah, get one away. Yeah, you don't need one. I mean, why would you? The thing is that if they're trying to tell you that you need a return ticket, that's the airlines. That's the airlines 1 bazillion% what it is, okay? Look, if you're flying to, let's say, the Philippines or Thailand, or there's some of these countries out there where they're really, 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 really strict with immigration. Yeah, in those countries, the airlines have already had to fly back, because they've not been allowed into the country. So many people that they've already demanded that you need to have a return ticket. But that never happens in Mexico, ever. You know what I mean? So it's like demanding a return ticket if you're flying to Wyoming. It's like, no. You know what I mean? Like, when you get to Wyoming, they're not going to just say, all right, you got to go back to wherever you came from. We're not going to allow you pass through customs. No. So it's the same thing when you're flying to Mexico, since that's not a common thing with Americans or Canadians or whatever. You don't have to worry about that. So if they're trying to... So the bigger the airport, the more likely... if you're okay, in LA, I flew out of Burbank Airport. It's a tiny little airport. I didn't care. You know what I mean? Like, you kidding me? I just it's all documented. You can see the exact size of the airport and how small and everything. So anyways, I flew out of there, no big deal. If I would have flown out of Los Angeles, LAX or whatever, instead of Burbank, then, yeah, are you kidding me? Oh no, forget about it. The highly likelihood of them giving me some bull crap like that at the ticket counter, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you need to or whatever it is, okay? So Just FYI. All right. Greta Cobb says, Jose, are there any updates on the R&E program? No updates except for what we talked about last week, okay? So again, from what Jose said last week, if we have not heard anything at all, by this point in the year, which again, immigration offices are already closed for the remainder of the year, then if we haven't heard anything by this point, then that means that it is renewed, okay? It is renewed. So we will get official word eventually, but as of now, it seems like everything is fine. All right, so meaning that the R&E program is still into effect going into next year. But again, I will let you know. I will let you know immediately when we get that news. Okay. So speaking of which, I'm not going to be around next week or the following week because I'm taking a little Christmas vacation as well. As you already know, your boy. All right, Jose over here. I'm always, working, and I need to take a breather. Okay, so I'm not gonna be around the next 2 weeks. But with that said, if for whatever reason, we get some sort of, news, okay, even during my break, okay, of the R&E program being renewed, coming back online, I'll make a quick video, a quick something, all right, to let you guys know immediately, all right, of the official news and the official word of the R&E program getting renewed. But again, as of now, it's fine. From what Jose was saying last week, it's not only, we're fine. Not only is it renewed, but it's going to continue into next year. And so even if they don't call it the R&E program, just because maybe there's like the new government coming in, even though it's the same party, they might just change the name of the program, but it's still essentially the same program, and they just might say, all right, from now on you got to come into the country twice instead of once, whatever, nothing crazy, but that's it. Okay, so other than that, I think we're good on the R&E. All right, let me see. Tamara says, working on my paperwork and my husband to retire. My husband and his sisters are getting their dual citizenship soon as well. Awesome. Congratulations to all of you. So yeah, at the end of the day, stop waiting. Stop waiting for making the decision if you've already decided and already know in your heart of hearts that you're just not going to be happy in the USA no matter what. It doesn't matter because a lot of people are like, oh, I'm moving if, this president or that president gets elected. That shouldn't really matter. That shouldn't really determine, whether you stay or not. Because the reality is that for anyone that's making the decision to move already knows the reality of what's really going on, that it doesn't really matter, who's in there or what's in there. It's gonna, whether that gets fixed or not, it's not gonna be overnight, and it's gonna take a lot of time, and time is valuable. And for a lot of people, they don't want to wait around a decade for the USA to get back on its feet, assuming that that's the case. They would rather just, move to Mexico, live in Mexico, raise their kids in Mexico, have a life in Mexico, retire in Mexico. Again, you're at the end of your life. You're about to retire, and what? You're expected to stay in the USA? No. You want to be on the beach. You want to enjoy your life. And again, if you got your kids, again, it's a short time frame, when they're going to be around, and the schooling and all this other stuff. And so it's like, everyone has their reasons, for coming to Mexico. And so that's all it is. And so the reality is that that's not stopping anytime soon. In fact, more and more people are interested in this, and it doesn't really matter about what the politics are. Hey, you might have voted for the person in power or not, but again, you can cheer them on from over here or not. It doesn't matter. The point is that life is short, and there's a lot more important things in life. And quality of life is basically the most important thing. And whatever the cost, obviously Mexico is still a lot more affordable than living in the USA. But the point is that you at the end of the day need to make that decision before it's too late. Because it's the longer you wait, the more difficult it's going to be for you to move for many reasons. And yeah. So anyways, our Pablo with the $10 super chat. Shout out to Pablo. Muchas gracias, señor. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thanks. I appreciate it. Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad to you and to everyone out there. everyone's. Life is Good says, can we work in Mexico? I'm actually going to be making a video going into detail about all that soon. I want to totally disconnect from the USA. I want to work. Okay, so Life is Good says, can we work in Mexico? I want to work remote. Yeah. So, because he wants to totally disconnect from the US. Okay, so yeah, go to my website. Here, I'll show you. All right. Shameless plug. All right, go to my website. All right, and then all the way at the top right, hopefully you guys can see it there, where it says Digital Nomad Jobs. You click there, and then you got boom to get you started. Okay, so this is, you can teach English right here in the first ones. These are Mexican jobs, in Mexico, assuming you speak Spanish or have skills. Okay, anyways, freelance gigs, things that you can do, and there's just many things. Okay, just dig through them. Not all of these things are going to work, not all these links. Okay, but regardless, the point is that there's options, okay? Like I said, you can go and you don't need to be a teacher to teach English, all right? All you got to do is know how to speak English, all right? You can speak English, you can teach English, all right? So get over it, all right? It is what it is. But yeah, there's options. There's options, okay? But again, you can also go to my website, for more information, all right? Again, you can find out a lot more on, living in, more, free resources, living in Mexico, moving to Mexico, general information. Again, you know what I mean? You'll have videos on rent, how to find, you click on that website and you can find a place to live. Okay. You'll see. Okay, just to give you a quick example, okay, you can find places, all right, for rent, to buy, whatever. The point is, you got that, you got another video, you got, top 20 questions, that are always asked. You should watch that video. I don't know why people have not watched that video. A lot of the questions you guys ask me all the time are there. If you need a banking option, you got the dollar app. If you need a postal, you need whatever. Okay, but anyways, just check it out, okay? I got tons of information, all the Mexican residency options, okay? All right, so just go, all right? It's a free, and now since we're still here, talking about all this, check out my other channel, Jose Unleashed, okay? I go live there when I'm done here, okay? So when I'm done on this channel, I go to this channel and we talk about all kinds of things. Today, we're going to be talking about you cannot ignore your anus anymore. And we're celebrating end of the year, and we're celebrating that it finally got monetized over there, all right, after a lot of hard work. Episode 40 on deck. Hopefully see you guys there. I don't know about the title or what we're talking about. We might be talking about aliens. We might not talk about aliens. I mean, I was raised by illegal aliens. Well, actually, they were legal aliens. They came from Cuba, and then they became U.S. citizens. Yeah, I don't know why the U.S. is the only country that calls immigrants aliens. But anyways, I guess I'm an alien, right? Yeah? No? Anyway, some people might say I'm an alien. So, regardless, the point I'm making is that I go live there once I'm done here. So if you want to have some real fun and laugh, you can join me over there. Or not, we could just keep watching the palm trees over here. All right, so let me see. Oh, we got Greta Cobb. Shout out to Greta Cobb with the $20 super chat, with a $20, Christmas bonus. Shout out to you. Muchas gracias. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you, muchas. Thank you. Muchas gracias, Senora Greta Cobb. I appreciate it. All right. It's a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to me. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to Lambo. Lambo says hi. We wrestled. All right, we wrestled on the ground earlier today. To see who got to wear the hat. As you guys have been watching the last few live streams, he's been wearing the hat. All right, because he's a horse. If you tried to wrestle a horse, anyways. This guy didn't want to wrestle me. Hey. Anyways, listen. So I got the hat today. All right. Yeah. All right. Let's go. All right. Tom says, I collect Social Security and date trade. Can I do that in Mexico? Yeah, I know plenty of guys that do that. That's what they do. They have fun. In fact, anyways, all right, that's a whole other story. I don't want to get into all that. But anyways, yeah, you can do that. It's not a big deal. What you need to do is just, what's most likely going to happen anyway, is you deposit your Social Security check into your U.S. bank, Social Security check into your U.S. bank, okay? And then while you're living in Mexico, every month or every week or day, whenever you want, most people just do it every month. They look at the exchange rate, when it's most favorable or whatever, they get deposited, whatever. Anyways, you pick a time throughout the month, and you go to a website like wise.com. There are many options out there, and then you just transfer your money from your U.S. bank to your Mexican bank. Oh, sorry. I apologize. It goes without saying, but I guess I got to say it. You need a Mexican bank account. But if you are a temporary or permanent resident, it's very easy to get a bank account. All you got to do is walk into a bank and ask for a bank account, and they will be more than happy to oblige. And then you simply just transfer from one to the other, and ba-bam, you're good to go. You got your money, you got your pesos, and you'll have your Mexican bank card, and you'll be Mexican. It'll be fun. It'll be great. But yeah, Tom, you shouldn't worry about that. And then you're trading. You can still trade because you're an American citizen. You can trade from the moon. It doesn't matter. So you can just trade from wherever. So you can trade from here. You can trade from the moon. You can trade from anywhere you want. All right. And all those transactions and all that is American in the USA. You're paying taxes there. And since there's a treaty between Mexico and the USA, no double taxation, well, if you're paying tax in the USA, you're not paying tax here, especially since all the things that you're doing are in the USA anyway, even though they're in cyberspace or whatever. So hopefully that makes sense. Are there still any concerns of major flooding in Las Americas? I mean, when we get a lot of rain, I think so. Yes. I don't know. I mean, I haven't really heard, but I would say yes. It's not like something that they fixed anytime soon. So, I mean, it's not like the whole area floods, but I would just investigate, what areas flood and then stay away from those areas. But yeah, a lot of those areas flood. Not every area. Some of the newer constructions, especially the higher end constructions, they've already taken all this into account. And whenever you're purchasing a home, the newer home constructions, you'll see, whether they have a solid foundation or not, whether they're built a little bit higher or not, whatever. You got to look for whether it's going to flood or not. Okay. And that's it. But in areas like Las Americas and some of the older, okay, places like that, then yeah, they're going to flood because when they just built those places, they just built them and they didn't take anything into account, when it came to the infrastructure, so, everybody found out way too late. And so, yeah, meaning they just, nothing that is approved these days is all I'm saying, you know what I mean? And, they built a lot of areas and they did not follow just the basic kind of construction rules and regulations and yada yada yada, and there's a lot of reasons why they flood, you know what I mean, just basically for bad construction practices, and a lot of these things, they happen all over the city. Look, in areas of El Centro, there's a lot of bad flooding as well, but in the areas of El Centro, it's just because of these areas were built hundreds of years ago, and it's just a different animal, where a lot of the infrastructure in some areas can keep up, in some areas they don't keep up. Okay. Yeah, sorry, 1 second. All right. And so that's it, you know what I mean? So just, you got to make sure you look into that, okay? Because look, my area where I live doesn't flood, but in other areas around, they do flood. Again, it's things that you can look for, but you got to keep that in mind that, it's a problem in areas like this. I mean, look, flooding is a problem in Guadalajara, you know what I mean? It's a problem in many areas, just like it is in the USA. It just depends on where you're at, but just do your due diligence and find out where, because again, not everywhere in Las Americas, that's an area in Mérida, by the way, to the audience, but not everywhere in that neighborhood or that, building situation up there floods, you know what I mean? It's just certain areas, okay? Jeanette says, do you have to have excellent credit to buy a home in Mexico? Well, if you're buying a home in Mexico, you're buying it cash. All right, you're not going to go as on a tourist visa or on a resident visa and just go to a Mexican bank and say, "Hey, can I get a mortgage?" They're going to be like, "No, get out of here." Um, Eventually what you can do is, like I said, if you, like, for example, I'll give you my example. Okay, so I've been here many years, and I got a bank account as soon as I could, immediately after becoming a resident. And I've held that bank account for many years, and throughout those years they've offered me things such as, like, hey, you want to use a credit card, or you want to this or that, whatever. And I've used these financial tools, and I built my credit without even knowing, because as time has gone on, well, they've offered me more and more credit. I'll never get a mortgage unless I'm a citizen, but I'll be able to get personal loan about the same amount of money, and I'll be able to purchase a home through that, plus a hefty down payment and yada yada yada. You know what I mean? So yeah, cash. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you need cash. You know what I mean? Most of you guys out there, you need cash. You know what I mean? If you don't got cash, it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? You're not going to just walk into a bank and like get a loan. Now, what you can do as an American, whatever, is that you can secure a loan outside. There are people out there. In fact, I got Maxi Lender or Moxie Lender or something like that is one of them. There's a few lenders out there that will help you with that if that's your situation. Meaning, like, hey, I want to purchase a home in Mexico, but I need a mortgage and I'm an American. And then, like, all right, here, we'll help you out. So you got to look into that, okay? I'm thinking about, again, maybe looking into making a video on that as well. But, yeah, that's not like a thing for foreigners, all right? So Rocky Mountain says, all right, I have a criminal record for assault. Is it common, not the other kind? I mean, look, don't worry about it, okay? It's all good. Anyways, I was 20, now 34, looking to book better to fly in or through land border with Belize, worried on international flights. They see it. I mean, what's the problem? You got into a fight, with somebody? It's assault. What's the big deal? I don't know. Is that a big deal? I think you should be fine. I mean, I don't. We'll see. You don't have to go through any special measures to get to Mexico. You could just cross the border, fly in. I mean, the thing is like, I don't know what your situation is, bro. You know what I mean? I mean, do you got a felony and I'm not allowed to get a passport? Because if you have a felony and you're not allowed to get a passport, that's a different situation. And I cannot advise on that. You figure it out, bro. Use your noggin. But if you do have a passport, okay, who gives a crap, bro? That's the past. That's a past, man. And it's not a big deal. Are you kidding me, man? People get into fights in Mexico all the time. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to look at that and be like, oh, this guy punches people when he's 20 and drunk. That's bad. You're fine. I don't know what your exact question is, but you should be fine. All right. Maximo says, now you may buy a new apartment. Anyways, all right. I don't know. Anyways, Sale says, I was just implied last week. I've been in the process of getting dual citizenship with Italy. And I've been working on my Mexican residency visa. Awesome. Congratulations. All right. Anyways, all right. Back to what we were talking about here. I guess you guys are just talking in the chat. But anyway, shout out to all the super chats. Shout out to everyone. But look, at the end of the day, guys, it took an extraordinary circumstance for me to finally say, hey, I'm leaving the USA and I'm coming to Mexico. And what I did is that, once I got here, I started to document my process. Just to, again, I wanted to make YouTube videos, have my thing, but I'm trying to, show you guys, how I did it out here. But what I'm saying is that, like, along the way, I learned that, and it didn't take that long. I learned how amazingly awesome this place was. You know what I mean? How safe it was. How everything I've always heard about Mexico was a lie. When I went to other places, when I went to Oaxaca, when I went to Mexico City, when I went to Guadalajara, when I went to Campeche, when I went to wherever the hell I've been, everywhere and anywhere in between, I realized how not just safe it is, but how beautiful it is, how amazing it is, how awesome everything is. And like, to me, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. You know what I mean? I love Mexico. And Yeah, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have it any other way. And I feel blessed, to be out here. And I'm trying to show you guys as well, how amazing it is. It's difficult. It's not easy. I get it. The reason I'm talking about this today and we're discussing this today is because we're at the end of the year. And, for a lot of people, you guys have your New Year's resolution. You're at this point in the year and you're like, you don't have much to celebrate. You're probably not very happy. Whatever your reasons are. And so that's the thing. And so like right now, for a lot of people out there, it's that end of the year type moment, that situation where you're now thinking to yourself, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? A new year's coming. Am I going to take it up the yin yang, take it up Uranus, for another year? Or am I going to do something about it? Am I going to, get a better, try to give myself a better chance, better outlook, whatever it is. Again, there's no reason not to do it, especially if you're watching this video. If you're watching this, if you're contemplating leaving, then what are you still waiting for? Start planning it, start making it happen. I know for a lot of people, there's a lot of reasons why you're not doing it, okay? And you have a lot of, valid excuses. I get it. Hey, I got family. I got an ailing family member. Hey, I got a job. I don't know what it is, okay? But the point is that what you don't have is time. What you don't have is another life. And the reality is that you have to, do what's best for you. And that's it. You know what I mean? Like the reality is that, yeah, of course you got to help your family, or you got responsibilities. You got to take care of those first. Don't listen to my dumb ass. All right. But for a lot of people, a lot of these things are excuses. Okay. Look, it's simple as this. You know what I mean? Like my mom, you know what I mean? She says, hey, I don't want anyone to take care of me as I get older. Just leave me be. Let me do my thing. So I was like, all right, peace. I don't got to worry about that. My sister, she's like, hey, no way. I got to take care of mom, and I got to this and I got that. And in a sense, forcing this on my mom. Now, again, my mom is very strong-willed, so there's not really much going on when it comes to that there. But the point I'm making is that it's all fine. A lot of times, we look at my sister, makes it more of a deal, a big deal than what it is. My mom's fine. She doesn't need anything. Trust me. And she's good. All right. If things get a little bad, I'll move her out here. No big deal. But the point is that, come on. People, sometimes they over-exaggerate whatever the reason or excuse is. And, the reality is that, when I came out here, look, I had a criminal situation. I had all these things, of course I was scared. What do you think I flew out of Burbank Airport? I was trying to just, fly under the radar. I was scared. I was paranoid. I was this. I had the at the end of the day, once I got out here, I realized all that fear, was, not, there was no foundation to it. It wasn't real. A lot of it was just things that I had heard of, or things in my own head, like all of us have in our own head, all these excuses or reasons for not doing X, Y, Z. And the thing is, it's not going to be easy. Of course, it's not going to be easy. The idea is that it's not easy what you're dealing with right now where you're at. Okay? So why continue suffering where you're at, where you could at least, be suffering, but, with this background? You're not really suffering, are you? All right? Things are a little different. What are you going to be? What's the suffering you're going to be doing here? What, you can't communicate in Spanish correctly? You got a little bit too sunburned, while you were working on your, English class on the beach. Come on. All right. Whatever it is you were doing. All right. So that's the thing. We're in the USA. You already know. I don't got to tell you anything. You're living that life out there. And like, it's no bueno. No bueno. And it doesn't matter, like I was saying earlier, what the president is, what's going on over there, whether things are going to get better in years or not. Most people are just done. You want to, enjoy your retirement in peace. You want to raise your kids in peace. You don't got time to wait for them to fix whatever they're fixing in the USA. No, you're done. You give them a chance. You're done with whatever. You just want to, live your life. That's it. And, a lot of people are like, oh, Mexico's getting expensive. Well, yeah, everything's getting expensive. But the reality is that, again, you already know we already done cost of living to death here on the channel. We're going to keep doing it. You can live out here on $1,000, $1,500 a month, or $4,000 a month. It's up to you. It's up to what your needs are. It's up to what your situation is, okay? I can't, dictate that. But the point is that you're getting way more bang for your buck out here. And you're definitely getting a higher quality of life. Things that you're not guaranteed in the USA. I recently I did a video. Okay, the one that I did with the real estate. Okay, and I get comments all the time. Negative, positive, whatever, right? And someone says like, oh, you can get a piece of property for that. So you can get a piece of property, a land. So you can get a piece of land in North Carolina for $20,000. All right, go live in North Carolina. You know what I mean? Like, why? What the? I don't know. Like, again, yeah, the land is $20,000. Like, what about getting electrical out there? What about getting water out there? What about dealing with the property taxes? What about dealing with the government? What about dealing with the corrupt cops in North Carolina? Anyways, I can go on and on. He's like, yeah, go ahead. For certain people, that's a steal. It's a deal. It's a great, wonderful. Most people don't want that, okay? Most people are like, you know what? Like, I'll pay $60K, to just have a small home. And, and I got the beach, like 30 minutes away. It's okay. You guys, North Carolina is great. Wonderful. Well, I'm not hating on North Carolina. I got friends up there, literally. Shout out to Opie. Shout out to, it's all good. Okay, I'm from the South. I'm from the East. Okay, Southeast, literally. Okay, so that's my area. But look, the point I'm making is that when I was in Miami, all right, I knew a lot of Cubans that left Miami and they moved to North Carolina. When I went to see where they lived, yeah, it's beautiful, it's awesome, it's nice, but no, it's okay. I don't want to live out here, man. You do you. You know what I mean? You're your country. I'm not. You know what I mean? So, but that's the thing. You know what I mean? And so, are you kidding me? And I get it. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's just how funny how everything is. That's why I always tell people, listen, you don't gotta move to Mexico. Your paradise might be in North Carolina. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, in Idaho. You know what I mean? Or not. You know what I mean? Like, your paradise might not be in Mexico. It might be in, El Salvador. I don't know, in Argentina. A lot of people that complain. A lot of people that complain about. Look at. How about this? Let's look at Latin America. Okay, meaning Mexico to Argentina, as Europe. Okay, so if you're in Europe. And you're in Northern Europe, okay? If you're in Sweden and Germany, yada, yada. Oh, everything's nice and clean. And you already know. Okay, well, you go to Argentina. Go to certain places down in South America. Argentina, Uruguay, Chile. You're going to get the same thing. It's like Northern Europe. Now, the further south you go into Europe, you go to, like, I don't know, Sicily. Naples, go down to like Italy, there's some of the areas in, Southern Europe, okay? Mediterranean, the beautiful. Anyways, you go down there and in the lifestyle, the whole everything, the way it looks, the lifestyle, a lot of things are very similar to, Mexico, El Salvador, Latin America. So just look at it that way. You know what I mean? Just look at it that way, okay? Like if you go to Europe, okay, and you like a certain aesthetic and lifestyle, again, what you're going to live in Germany or Sweden, okay, well, listen, go to Argentina, I don't know, Uruguay, you'll be fine. But if you want like Italian lifestyle, the Spanish, Portuguese lifestyle, the Mediterranean lifestyle, like then, you're probably going to be better off, living in Central America, Latin America, Mexico, whatever. You're going to get more of that. And in a place like Mexico, which is a huge country, again, there are places in Mexico that are very European, and there are other places in Mexico that are very, very Latin American Mexican. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, come on. So, because I'm a Cuban, and we are, a hot mess, all right, to say the least. Kind of like Dominicans and a lot of Latinos in the Caribbean. Anyways, there's a lot of options, all right? That's all I'm saying. So to me, it's always pretty hilarious, when people, they'll come to a video of mine and then they start comparing XYZ place, or whatever, man, every place is different, It's like, do you work for the, Philippines Tourism Board? I mean, do you work for the, anyways, all right, Rosas Mendoza says Instituto Nacional Migratorio de Mexico, meaning INM, aka immigration in Mexico, Mexican immigration, is being hit hard with people from Colombia, Argentina, and no, USA citizens have. Okay, so all right, so in Mexico. Okay, because that person is saying that Americans are being deported. Look, Americans are not being deported. Canadians are not being deported. They never get deported unless you've done something very wrong. Now, Colombians, listen, Colombians not too long ago, about a month ago, a bunch of Colombians, okay, they came to Mexico. They were going to be part of like this giant agricultural convention, okay? You know, like a comic book convention, but for agriculture, you know. Anyways, so they came out here for that. They had all their visas, totally legal, no problems. They were professors and students. And anyways, you know what happened when they got to Cancun? They got deported. All right. So Mexico does that to Colombians. They do that. Listen, Mexico has a situation and special relationship with a lot of Latin American countries, and it's not always well. It's not always a good one. All right. So there's a lot of animosity between Mexico and a lot of Latin American countries, okay? So that happens a lot, okay? If you're a Latin American from Latin America coming to Mexico. Now, American or Canadian, you got no problems at all. No problemos, okay? And no one's getting deported. You know, again, every time I hear, oh, Americans are getting deported, listen, show it. Anyone. We're living in the age of telephones, all right? And if an American's getting deported, you know, wrongfully or anything like that, listen, we'll have 100 videos and we'll have 100, you know, we'll have all the information out there. I don't want to hear it. All right. So, no, you know what I mean? It's not happening. All right. So don't ever believe anything you hear when it comes to things like that. Okay. For everyone out there. All right. So yes. Let me see. Amy Lovely says, we start our Mexican venture January 1st, and you have been an amazing teacher and inspiration to us. Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad I could help. Appreciate it. We are artists and will be staying in the Brisas area and are very excited to begin our new life. Oh, congratulations. Yay. Awesome. All right. So there you go. You are literally doing what I said in the title of this video. You know what I mean? You're not waiting for anything. You already got all your things set up, and your New Year's resolution, you know, from 2025 forward. That's it. You know, you're living out here in Mexico. That is amazing. Shout out to you. And hold on, I'm looking for the right sound effect here. 1 second to celebrate with you guys. There it is. All right. And I should organize these better. And so look, for example, you know, if you're an artist, okay, especially an artist, you know, and you're a struggling, starving artist, like all of us, most of us are, then yeah, of course, a place like Mexico is great because you have to, I mean, you can, you know, live in a place that you can live on with a very, very, very low standard of living, low cost of living. And yes, of course, your standard of living isn't going to be the best, but compared to where you're living in the USA, it's basically the same. Only you're paying less for it, and you can now dedicate more time to art because, well, you're already used to living in squalor, you know, struggling artist, right? So coming out here and you live a little better than squalor, you're living a little better than what you're living in the USA, and you get to focus on your art because it's not like you're like gonna want to make more money per se. You might, but it's more like, okay, well, you know, we're already used to living a certain way, and we get to live a little better here for about the same price, you know what I mean, or for less price. So now we have all the time in the world to focus on our art or whatever it is that you're into. Okay, this is why I came out here, because back in those early days when I first came out here, I was just making videos. I was talking about all kinds of things, nothing that had to do with living in Mexico. And then when I came out here, I was like, all right, well, I'm still talking about those things because I wanted to talk about that. And, you know, I'm going to document my experience in life out here. And eventually, you know, what stuck, you know, to the wall there was that, you know what I mean? The fact that I was able to continue talking about how do I say this? You know, my life out here, and living in Mexico, and that's what a lot of people were interested in, and well, that's what we did. So, shout out to everyone out there. All right. So, Thoughts on Mexico versus the Philippines? I already talked about that earlier. You know what I mean? It's up to you, the individual. I've never been to the Philippines. You know what I mean? If you want to, learn a different language, if you want to live on the other side of the world and could be totally disconnected from the USA, because, right now it's 1 p.m. here, but it's probably like 1 a.m. over there. I don't know. So it's up to you. You know what I mean? It's really up to you. If you like Asian culture better, if you for me, I like being close to the USA, being in the same time zones, being in a similar culture. I get to speak the same language. I mean, because I speak Spanish. So, Gamble Dog says, how is the mail flow? Does mail get to where it goes? I have family in Mexico, and about 10 years ago, I sent some Christmas gifts, and then they were received. Was told not to mail in Mexico. Yeah, okay, so how mail, I've made videos on this, but how mail works in Mexico is like this. In the USA, you're spoiled with the Postal Service, the U.S. Postal Service. And so a lot of people think that, when you use the U.S. Postal Service, that your package, when it gets to Mexico, that the U.S. Postal Service is still going to deliver it. No. Once it gets to Mexico, they give it to the Mexican Postal Service. And spoiler alert, every postal service on Earth, for the most part, sucks. I mean, like, they're terrible. It's like handing it to freaking Lambo at the border and expecting him to walk it to the destination. That's basically it, okay? I'm sure they're better than what I'm saying, but, I mean, yes and no. The point is that if you want things to get to your destination in Mexico, you have to use things like FedEx, UPS, DHL, basically a private company. And yes, you're going to have to pay more. All right. So that's it. Now, if you are in Mexico, if you live in Mexico, and you want to ship something to another part of Mexico, or you want to ship something to another part of the world, you have a gazillion shipping options like you do in the USA that are cheap. But if you want to ship to the USA, it's expensive. I don't know. Don't ask me why. All right? So I'm just saying, because, we ship things. Christian sells T-shirts. By the way, see, look, if you're interested, all right? This is one of the models, all right, that she sells. All right, this is in honor of the 12th of December. Okay, El Dia de Guadalupe or whatever. Anyways, I don't know. And in fact, if you're interested, you can go to her website and you can find, more shirts, more artwork, more everything. Anyways, but yeah, if you're going to ship it, so we know from experience, anytime we have to ship anything to the USA or Canada, oh my God, it's expensive. But if we ship it anywhere else, and especially within Mexico, it's, USPS prices, meaning it's, like a couple bucks, to ship it from Merida to Tijuana, from, Miami to Seattle, whatever, like one end to the other end of Mexico. It's like a few bucks, okay? But if I want to use FedEx, it's like, $70, not $5, So, you can ship things, and you got no problems, it always, if you use the right shipping company, again, just avoid the Mexican Postal Service. So as long as you avoid the Mexican Postal Service, you're good to go. You're good to go. Why? Because the Mexican Postal Service is run by the government. All the other services are run privately. I'll leave it at that. Okay? And no, Mexican Postal Service is not in any kind of debt like the U.S. Postal Service. I don't want to get into that. Anyways, all right? So, but yeah, long story short, you can get things mailed and arrive and sent and blah, 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 but you just got to know what to do. All right? AL says, I see most people that do well in Mexico from the States working remotely as YouTubers. I'm an electrician and my wife is a nurse. We'd have to change our careers most likely. I mean, the reality is that there are tons of people that are living, in fact, millions of Americans that are living in Mexico. And not all of them, you think every single American works online? I don't work online. I just make YouTube videos. Some people work online. Some people set up shop here, and they set up a business here. Some people work for a company. For example, you can work for Amazon, in a high level position. You can work for, Oracle, Microsoft. There's tons of options out there. Ford. I don't know what you do. You know what I mean? I don't know what to whatever. But you know, there's things you can do. You know what I mean? You can again set up shop. You know, you can do like the Mexicans do. Just be an electrician. You know, whatever. Your wife is a nurse. There's a lot of Americans, you know, Canadians that have moved out here that are older age. I don't know, maybe set up shop, you know, start a business, you know, taking care of those people, you know, giving nursing care to that. You got to think outside the box, people. You know what I mean? So, but there's a gazillion options. In fact, like I said, I'm going to be making a video specifically on this in the future, okay? But look, you know, one thing you need to know is you got to learn Spanish. Okay. Other than that, things are translatable. As long as you're able to, as long as you're willing to deal with the fact that, let's say in the USA, you charge $100, you know, to, you know, come out there and change some wires. You're not going to charge $100, you know, here in Mexico. So you got to get over that. But again, you don't need to charge $100 out here. You can live on much less. So there's a lot of things that you personally and everybody has to work around. But can you make it in Mexico? Yeah. Again, if I didn't do YouTube, I'd just be selling hamburgers. I mean, I used to be a chef. I used to be a cook. Think about me. You know, what the hell? You know, how the hell am I going to compete, you know, with the Mexicans out here? When I was a chef and I used to hire people, I used to hire Mexicans. Okay? Over anyone else, you know, or you know, Latinos, you know, why? You know, because I could pay them the least and they would work the hardest. So imagine here, I'm in their homeland. You know, what do you think they get paid out here? So what do you think my options were? You think I'm going to go out there and cook, you know, get a job as a no. You know what I mean? And but what can I do? Yeah, I can sell burgers, you know, I can sell hot dogs, you know, I can sell whatever, Cuban sandwiches. Are you kidding me? You know what I mean? Coffee, anything, and I'll be, you know, I'm fine. And like I said, there's tons of other options. Again, think outside the box. And this is a very important topic and question a lot of people don't consider, you know, because not everybody moving to Mexico is retired. You know, not everyone moving to Mexico has a military pension. You know, not everyone moving to Mexico, has a big fat wallet. You know, a lot of people that want to move to Mexico ain't got shit, you know, and you got to make it happen. You got to figure it out. And it's not going to be easy. Again, you're an immigrant, you know, so just like all the immigrants, you know, that go into the USA throughout forever, it wasn't easy for them, so it's not going to be easy for you. But if your situation is worse where you're at, well, you know, the transition is a lot easier. Again, you know, just like an immigrant that comes from famine, from a war-torn country, you know, bombs dropping on their head. Listen, no matter what the hell they got to put up with in the USA is better than having a bomb dropped on your head. So you got to ask yourself the same question. You know what I mean? Is the situation I'm in now worse or better than what I'm going to find out there? You know, for a lot of people, it's easy. You know, for me, it was easy. You know, I was literally getting bombs dropped on my head, you know what I mean? One after the other in the USA. I was like, all right, I'm out of here. I'm done. You know what I mean? And I came out here and it was great. So you got to ask yourself the same question. You know, it's many things. And so then, of course, you know, it wasn't easy. You know, you think it was easy for me? You know, no. You know, and I had a lot of advantages. You know, I knew Spanish. I did not have money, but I knew Spanish. You know, so that was a big advantage. You know, for some people, they got money. They don't know Spanish. So you got to work with what you got, all right? And you got to see, you know, but you got to work. You got to work hard at it, okay? You got to figure it out. You got to go through it, and everyone's very different, okay? But are there opportunities in Mexico? Oh, hell yeah, there are. So if you work hard, are you going to starve? No, at all. You know what I mean? So it's all about you and what you're willing to do and willing to put up with and all that stuff. So, yeah. You know, for a lot of people, it's you know, you can't even, you know, it's not even a question. It's more like, when can I book my ticket and get out of here? Speaking of which, I'm about to go live over there in about 30 minutes or so, 40 minutes. We're about to go live over there. My other channel, I'm going to put a link in the description of this live stream. All right, we're going to be talking about Uranus. All right. I myself, for people that don't know, I was born to aliens. Okay, when I was born, my parents were still not American U.S. citizens, so I was born to aliens. Okay, so but we, you know, I don't know if we're gonna be talking about, you know, aliens. You know, I don't know. Maybe we are. Maybe we're not. I don't know. But we're celebrating a lot of things. You know, it's a last end of the year live stream. Okay, so this is on this channel. This is the last live stream of the year. I'm not going to come back live until early January. So I'm taking a few weeks off. All right. I'm not coming back to, the 2nd of January or so. But expect me sometime, I think like the 8th or 9th or whatever. Let me see. I'll be back on this channel and on the other channel. I'll be back on the 9th. Okay. 9th of January. So after today, I'm taking a few weeks off, Christmas vacation. And, so just expect that. And the same thing on the other channel. But on the other channel, we just got monetized over there. We have a lot to celebrate over there. Again, end of the year. Really, really fun, successful. If you want to help me out, you enjoyed today's video, you enjoyed any of my videos, you enjoy any of my content on this channel, don't just like and subscribe here. Please, go over there and like and subscribe. I would really, really appreciate it. At least subscribe to the channel. That would really help me out a lot. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Again, we're already monetized, but we really get monetization. We get the advertisements and all that stuff after 1,000 subscribers. So let's make that happen, guys. Give me a Christmas gift. Let's see if we can get to 1,000. All right, Yoo-hoo. That'd be awesome. I would love you guys to death. All right, but yeah, long story short, I got my side project over here, and we're keep it fun, entertaining. A lot of you guys are enjoying the show so far, enjoying the content. Whatever we're talking about, and I want to do more of that, and just like I want to do more content here, okay, and provide more information here to you guys, and let's not forget, again, here on my channel, go and check out my channel for more videos, all right, and you can find all kinds of information on my channel, everything from residency to work to everything. Okay, so look, I'll just type in residency, okay, and you'll find videos. Okay, right there, okay? So look, in fact, you should watch this one. It's a complete list of all your Mexican residency options, okay? We're walking through Tlaquepaque, an area in Guadalajara, all right? Anywho's, so I hope you guys, enjoy, your holidays and the rest of the year. As Pamela says, creativity is key. I saw a guy in San Miguel de Allende who was making money by sharpening people's knives by pedaling his bike. Yeah, I mean, people do that all the time. It's great. It's great. Thank you for sharing that. He configured the bike to sharpen knives as he pedaled. Genius. Yeah, and by the way, I mean, we got people in the neighborhood that do that. So yeah, that's something you could do as well. Or again, get creative. Get creative. JC says Mexico's great for content creators, day traders, international business people that have dollar income, not peso income. I mean, that's not true. I know a lot of people that have come out here to Mexico and they set up shop and they're living happily out here, making pesos. So, no. Like, yeah. So it's really up to the individual. Again, you can set up a stand and sell your artwork, in any one of these cities, any one of these areas. So, oh, where are my parents from? Well, they're aliens. Oh, they're Cuban. They're Cuban aliens. I mean, they eventually became American citizens. But anyways, all right. So, let me see. But, JC says he doesn't want to open a business here because of extortion. From who? The government? You mean like in the USA? Where you set up a business and they send, government officials, with a suit and tie and a notebook to inspect your property, to collect taxes, to extort you with rules and regulations over and over again? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about, one of those scary men with a gun that's going to come and bully you for money like the mafia? Which one? What are we talking about here? All right? Anyways. So, no, you don't got to worry about that, okay? Yeah, you pay your licenses and your fees and whatever, and you're good to go, okay? All right? And if someone tries to extort you, you call the cops, all right? And you'll be like, hey, I had some guy, trying to extort me and the businesses here, and I'm sure that the other businesses are also calling the cops, and before you know it, the next time that guy shows up, he's getting arrested. All right, the cartel out here, they got big business. All right, they own the big buildings. All right, they're making money. All right, they're not out here, shaking you down for your Social Security check or the $50 you made selling bracelets on the side of the road. All right, whatever it is you're doing. All right, so get that out of your head. They're not any. And if anyone's gonna extort you out here, like I said, is once you get a business, say you get a big bakery or a big restaurant, yeah, you'll have the government official come and shake you down for a little money. But again, compared to the USA. Nah, it's fine. You know what I mean? It's like, what do I got to pay? You know, what fee, what license, you know, what liquor fee to the government. Okay? So don't worry about it. You're good. All right? No matter where you are on earth, that's something you're going to deal with. All right? So again, you got to get that out of your head as well, people. All right? You know, and people think out there like, oh, the U.S. is safer. Yeah, okay, sure, whatever. You know, when the government official comes to your business, okay, with a suit and tie, and let's say that you say, hey, fuck you, I ain't paying you shit. Who's going to come next, okay? The guys with the guns, okay? So, whatever, okay? So, you know, pick your poison, all right? It is what it is, all right? The fees out here are a lot more affordable than the fees over there. And out here, you're not paying with your life, you know? So, again, you know, you got to be really involved in some shady stuff and, you know, whatever. You really got to go out of your way, all right? So, but anywho, guys, all right, well, I think that's it, guys. I think we're going to wrap it up here. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed talking, hanging out with me and Lambo and all that stuff. Well, we got one more question here. Do you think I would do well setting up a stand selling spiritual supplies and doing carry? Yeah, I mean, it all depends on where you do it. You know what I mean? If you're doing it in front of a church in a heavily Catholic region of Mexico, probably not. If you do it in Tulum, yeah, you know, Puerto Escondido, you know, where all the hippies are, Oaxaca, yeah, you'll do great. Don't worry about it, you know. So, Jan AV says, if you open up shop in a safe city state in Mexico, you should be fine. Yeah, that's right. You know, no one's getting extorted out here, okay? Except for the government, you know, the safe government. Again, it's not extorted. It's how you want to look at it. You know, you got to pay your fees and your licenses and your you know, it's all for the betterment of everybody, right? Right. Okay. All right, guys. Well, with that said, I got to get out of here. You know, I'm about to get abducted by aliens. I got to, you know, trip to Uranus. All right. That I got to head out to. So, look, guys, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I really, really, really hope you guys have an amazing, wonderful Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah, happy holidays, whatever it is you celebrate or don't celebrate out there. I wish you well. I hope you have an amazing end of your year. I hope you have an amazing Christmas. Again, holidays, whatever, New Year's Eve. And I'll see you guys here in a few weeks. Now, again, I'm going to be dropping videos every Sunday. Okay, so there's still going to be videos here. There might be videos uploaded on Thursday. I'm thinking about dropping a video around Christmas. You know, maybe the 24th to 25th. Okay? Things like that. Regardless, okay? I got videos coming. I'm just not going to be live, all right? I got to take a break. But other than that, you know, I got videos coming, all right? I got them stacked on deck, all right? Again, remember, I used to be a chef, right? So, got to organize everything. I got more notes. We got more videos coming in. We got tons of stuff. And if you enjoyed this, everything on the channel this year, expect more next year. Remember, this year we did a lot. You know, not only did we go to Guadalajara, not only, you know, did we start going on adventures, not only have we been starting to show houses and, you know, again, we're trying to keep it light. I'm entertainment here. I'm not selling houses. I'm not doing any of that stuff. You know, I'm out here entertainment. That's the purpose of everything I do. Okay. So, I'm a YouTuber, you know, that's it. You know what I mean? Everybody out there has different reasons for what they do. You know what I mean? Some people are trying to sell you a package, you know, what is it, like a house, you know, services, whatever. I don't sell shit, okay? I sell you my time. You know, you want to do a one-on-one personalized consultation with me? I'll sell you that. I'll sell you an hour and a half of my time, whatever. Some people want to meet up with me. I'll sell that. You know, I'll sell you a little bit of my time. You know, you want to meet up with me, consult with me in person. Okay? Other than that, what was I going to say? I don't sell anything. Oh, yeah, I sell T-shirts. You know, like I said, my wife sells T-shirts. That's her thing. I sell stuff on mine. Again, all the way at the top is the shop. I sell other T-shirts. I know already past Christmas, but whatever. You know, I sell things like that. But that's it. All right, that's it. I want people to watch my videos. I want people to get entertained. You know, if you can learn something while you're at it, great. Wonderful. I love that. I love to teach. I love to show people. I love to give people information and entertain them. And don't take myself too seriously. You know, so that's the whole point of my channel. And I forgot what I was saying with all that. I don't even know why I went on a rant. What the hell was I even saying? Sheesh. I think that's it, guys. All right, so with all that being said, I love you guys. Damn, I don't know why. Well, why was I going on a rant there about whatever I was talking about? Yeah, I lost my train of thought. I think, you know what? I think the hat is frying my brain. I gotta take this hat off, okay? My head is hot. All right, guys. Love you. Peace out. Again, have a wonderful end of your year, and I'll see you guys next year. See you guys in a few weeks, and see you guys, well, you know, I'll see you guys on the internet, so you know where to find me, in the comments section of my videos. Love you guys. Peace out. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to ho, ho, ho. And a Merry Christmas to you. And again, don't forget to please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit the bell icon. But more importantly than anything else, please stay awesome. Love you guys. See you guys next year. See you guys on the next one. And have a awesome, happy holidays. Bye, guys. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.